What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. We're doing things a little bit differently today. We are gonna be here when I go ahead and schedule this premiere, but we're doing coffee talk. It's just not live today. We're gonna premiere this thing today. Y'all like the video? Subscribe to my channel. Um, let's go ahead and start here because here's where we're gonna start.
That they are still investigating exactly what happened in Roanoke Rapids this morning. He says they received a 911 call from a person who was not at the scene, but was close to the person who died. Police here in City Hall today identifying that man as 38-year-old Demetrius Fleming. They say when EMS and police arrived at that scene on Roanoke Avenue, they found Fleming hanging from a ligature. Right now, they will not say exactly what that ligature was. During this press conference today, the chief acknowledged the implications of the hanging death of a black man. Is there any indication that leads you all to believe that anyone else was involved?
We're treating this as an equivocal death investigation, meaning that we're not working from any strict assumption. We have to, everything is on the table. And
well, the chief's main message here today is that they are still investigating exactly what happened in Roanoke Rapids this morning. He says they received a 911 call from a person who was not at the scene, but was close to the person who died. Police here in City Hall today identifying that man as 38-year-old Demetrius Fleming. They say when EMS and police arrived at that scene on Roanoke Avenue, they found Fleming hanging from a ligature. Right now, they will not say exactly what that ligature was. During this press conference today, the chief acknowledged the implications of the hanging death of a black man. Is there any indication that leads you all to believe that anyone else was involved?
we're treating this as an equivocal death investigation, meaning that we're not working from any strict assumption. We have to, everything is on the table. And
well, the chief's main message here today is
I played that twice because I wanted to pay attention to how carefully he worked to make his statement. You know what I'm saying? His statement. Clearly, he's in a position where he has to be careful. This is my problem, though. Stop stumbling over what it is you need to say. You can say things like, doesn't seem right. This is happening quite often. I don't know. We definitely need to investigate something that's clearly not, that doesn't make sense. I feel like there's all that stammering, brother. I realize you got to be careful, but like I said, you can make a statement where it's made clear that this is happening way too often. It seems suspicious. You know what I'm saying? Not likely that, it's not the norm. There's so many ways that he could have expressed, how this is some bullshit again. And this is honestly part of the reason why I decided to premiere rather than go live, because I wasn't even gonna come. I'm gonna be honest. I was just gonna cancel coffee talk for the rest of the week, but I decided I'm gonna at least come over here today because for me, this constant attack on the community is frightening, I'm sure, for all of us, but it's also like very stressful to have to come over here. Like, I love my community, but I just needed a reset. What do we call it? I needed a mental health away from the damn internet because it's stressful. We gonna always talk about it, but yeah, I just didn't have it in me to do it live today. But that's okay, because these hangings are happening so often. I just want to make sure that we talk about it, because this is not a time to be quiet. This is not a time to be like, oh hey, like, where's the flocks? y'all flickety flockety in and surveillancing and all of these things that are happening that have us very stressed out on a day-to-day basis. But when it comes to, people of color, black, that's the color. Because even saying black for some people is so difficult, I don't understand. Now I'm getting worked up. Relax, relate, release. Where are the flocks? And to me, like, because these things are happening so often without any investigation, and no flocking nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Feels like it's coming from inside. Feels like the hangings are coming from inside. So, what do we do in this situation? If you get pulled over by the police and you by yourself, call the police. Call some more police, have your people call the police, and turn on some type of filming device live, preferably, so they can't erase it. You know what I mean? Get live. You take advantage of Instagram Live, Facebook Live, record your shit. Call the police, have your people call the police. Like, if you're not feeling comfortable, everybody, you know what I'm saying, got to be held accountable. And I say call the police because call 911, because all of these things are recorded. 911 calls are recorded. If 15 people, call your people, everybody, get your people to call people. 911, we want everybody to know that something's happening wherever your people are, because you locationing them. So we're going to have to go a step further, to look out for each other. We have to talk to our family members and make sure there's a certain protocol that we all going to take. Everybody call the police. Everybody, the whole family, call the police. Because it's going to be recorded from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we got to take care of each other. We got to keep talking about it. We can't, eyes on it. Who's the coroner? And sir, officer, police chief, sir, do better on your press conferences. There's a lady, I don't know her name. I feel like, because this just came to my mind, but she's the chief of police over in Philadelphia, I believe. Um, Somewhere, in the state of Philly. Black lady. And when she come to a press conference, she say what the frick it is that's happening. But she's a black woman, so no surprise there. Man, open your mouth and say this is suspicious. And no, we right now, we gonna do the investigation, the way we're supposed to do the investigation. But this seems fishy. Say that. Whew. What's next? We're going to go on, take the blood pressure back on down. Take the blood pressure back on down. This is a lovely thing. This, I think, the children, I believe the children are the future. I still believe that. At just 10 years old, Mari Copany was already showing what community leadership looks like. Known as Little Miss Flint, Mari partnered with Pack Your Back to help provide backpacks and classroom essentials to more than 1,000 students in Flint, Michigan. After helping give away 100 backpacks the year before, she helped raise 10,000 online and expanded the effort to reach even more children. Mari said she wanted Flint students to have the best possible start to the school year, without their parents having to worry about added cost of supplies, especially while families in cities were already dealing with ongoing water crisis. The child saw a need for her community and decided to do something about it. That's what the kind of impact that deserves to be celebrated. It does. Shout out to her parents. I feel like, I don't know, these kids are very smart, and still shout out to her parents. But I remember coming home after school, and they used to have the after school special, and it would be a message, and whatever it was. So, the Miss Rachels of the world and the people that are doing children's programming, I would say maybe I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere in her life, she heard something that touched her enough to do something about it. And a lot of times, I feel like we as individuals go, what can I do? What can I do? I'm broke too. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to survive in this economy as well. But there's a lot of organizations already put into place this is such a great thing for your children to be a part of, and teach them how to look out for their community. you know have them maybe be a part of something like this. A lot of them are inspired. She probably came to her parents and said, "Hey, I want to help." And they were like, "Well, let's look into it." Or she looked into it herself. She's 10 years old. They have access to the internet. I know my kids, I mean, not to brag, but they are on the intelligent side of the internet. They come back with information, not just, Zeus shit. We don't do World Star over here. I feel like do more of that shit than they do. Anyway, this is a way to help the community. This is a big deal, especially for parents who have more than one child and they have to get, school uniforms are still not, cheap when you got multiple children. So, they're in like the Walmarts and the Targets of the world. It is what it is. But picking up uniforms for kids is expensive when you have more than one child. So maybe even if it's donating uniforms, like sometimes your kids have uniforms from the year prior that are still usable and wearable. Maybe there's an organization that can, have the khakis and the navy blue and, the jeans or what have you, supplies directly related to getting kids back to school, because it can be expensive when you're trying to figure out, whether you're going to eat these damn infected meat and compromised vegetables. Phew, see how I did that? I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, yeah, Mari, do your thing, girl. And I'm so proud, like she's from my hometown. So shout out to Mari's mother and father. And, let the kids be the inspiration. We've talked, it has got very critical for us in this country and other countries, but we got to worry about what's going on over here. When you look at the wider, broader scheme of things, we are in the same position as many people are in other countries. We like kind of can have tunnel vision. We're so focused on our own thing, not realizing that it's the whole damn world, child. So while trying to figure out where we're going to escape to, we need to figure out what it is we are escaping to, child. The evil in the world is in the whole world. So we going to take in a little bit of this, because what happens is the excellence, the black excellence of it all, can't be stopped. Born prematurely at just 30 weeks, Gabriel, Ethaniel, and Janelle Morrissey were given a low chance of survival. I bet, because they were all in the same womb at the same damn time. Whew. Anyway, years later, the triplets graduated from college together and are now pursuing careers in medicine, cybersecurity, and engineering. These are all fields that we are very much excel in. As much as they like to go down to Target and make a Sambo costume and then think we supposed to be worried about that, we over here getting educated in medicine, cybersecurity, engineering. I don't want to talk to no doctor that don't look like me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like at this point, the way things are, if I need to see a doctor, I will travel to see one. But I don't want to see nobody that don't look like me. I just can't trust it. I can't trust that I'm going to go, into a hospital. Thankfully, the hospital where that's close to me is highly melanated. That part. However, this isn't even funny. However, I did just see two people get snatched out of there, immigration. ICE came up in there through there snatching people. And I also feel like, people getting snatched, whether they showing their identification or not. So that doesn't make me feel comfortable necessarily. But on this note, I definitely, don't plan on seeing no doctors that, don't look like me. Engineering is important. And cybersecurity is important, because we need to know, like, what the hell, on both sides. We need to have some balance over here. So again, shout out to their parents. That's three at a time. They sent three children to college at the same time, all with very exceptional brains, because none of these fields are easy. And yeah, great job, mom and dad. Them boys look just alike, and the little girl looked like her mama. I don't know what her mama looked like, but that's just what it feels like. Anyway, this makes me feel happy, you know, to see us doing things in spite of. That's what we're made of. Meet Sandra Douglas Morgan, officially appointed president of Las Vegas Raiders, making her the only Black woman in NFL history to ever hold this powerful position. How the hell does she do that? I mean, whoo, talk about tenacity to be dealing with all of those good old boys in that organization. Holy moly. I want to hear her talk. I'm looking at her picture, but I want to hear, I want to hear her talk. I feel like she could pass on some game down, to the next one. Meet Sandra Douglas Morgan, officially appointed president of the Las Vegas Raiders. In Las Vegas, she be sitting in boardrooms with a cigar, talking about, yeah, but Chuck, ooh, we need a Netflix series around this. Did y'all watch the Netflix series with The Rock? What was it called? Ballers. It was good. I enjoyed Ballers. We need a remake. We need another. There, the girl though that she's in Reasonable Doubt. I can't remember her name. She's Jax though on Reasonable Doubt. She had a position like this on Ballers. I wonder was like her character pattern after this lady. We know she didn't just walk in here and get the position. So, first comment. I now question everything, especially the first. Am I supposed to believe that this spot was earned? What do you mean, was it earned? Are you trying to imply that this lady slept her way to the top? I mean, if that's the case, Ferris underscore Meek, then she earned it. However, she got it. That's not even the first thing I thought. That's why I want to hear her talk, because I feel like, she's very smart. So she could shut people like that up. Bitch, what? Don't be mad because your cootie cat ain't earned you nothing but a spot over here as the first comment on goddamn Instagram. Um, she's been the president for 4 years. She's brilliant and absolutely earned the position. Thank you. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, so she's been there for 4 years, and I don't know. I guess that would be about the time Ballers was, I don't know. But yeah. Isn't that funny? Well, not funny, but isn't that not surprising that that's the first thing that a person would think? I don't know if that's a girl or a guy, because people be making their avatars like whatever, but um the Raiders are giving us more reason to cheer for them. Yeah. I wanna, yeah. Look, I wanna hear her talk, like I said. I want to hear her game. Shout out to her, because the organization makes a lot of money, and it would be nice to have somebody who, first of all, women like sports too. They act like only men want to sit around, and discuss football, but this is football as a business. So, and they need somebody over there, with some femininity, because they're over there making decisions all by themselves. That's never good. Ohio school principal fired after he took in a Black student who was homeless and helped to get him back into school. It says former Ohio school principal Rob Burnside says helping a homeless student remain in school ultimately cost him his career in education. Burnside was a principal of Lakota East High School near Cincinnati when Ladarius D.D. Hayes, then 16, was withdrawn from the district because he no longer had qualifying district parental address. Hayes was experiencing homelessness, that's sad, and said he had to sometimes sleep in the car or unstable housing. So I guess when the mama went homeless, they had no address, so now the kid can't be at school. But then the parent gets, then CPS comes in, child, that's a whole nother conversation. Burnside continued allowing Hayes to attend class and receive meals even after he'd been unenrolled. The district placed Burnside on an administrative leave in November 2024 and investigated him over concerns including insubordination and the liability of having an unenrolled student on campus. Burnside ultimately resigned after saying he was given the choice of stepping down or going through the termination process. The story did not end there. Burnside and his wife Angel opened their home to Hayes and became his legal guardian. Hayes later returned to school and graduated from King's High School in May 2026, with Burnside and his wife there supporting him. That's wonderful. Burnside says he has no regrets about the decision, telling CBS News that the well being of a young person was worth more to him than keeping his position. Yeah, I feel like this is something that, this man had um, a calling, so to speak, that his heart was like, I need to be here. I don't know how long, it may have said how long he had been principal, but he made this decision to take care of this kid. Because in the bigger scheme, grander scheme of things, you cannot like have a student still coming. It is a liability. The system sucks. It's good people out there. That's cool that he took this kid in, but for him, this had to be very personal because most people are not. Um, I can see maybe trying to help this kid find a stable home that people, who are good people who may want to consider being foster parents. You know what I'm saying? You might want to take that route. I don't know if he could actually, there might be some type of, I don't know, maybe he could have gone to be the kid's foster parent. You know what I'm saying? The system definitely isn't designed for the child, the best interest of the child, but most people are not going to give up their job, because hell, you have a lot of kids depending on what city you are in. That's kind of something that you're going to run across. So shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? He had a bigger calling than just being a principal, and he, got this kid through school and clearly was in a position to do it. So it's nice when there's good people out there. Some people be really standing on business. Oh, Dolly. We lost Dolly yesterday. Um, what Dolly saying?
Lives matter. Do we think our little white asses are the only ones that matter? No. And of course, Black Lives Matter. Do we think our little white asses are the only ones that matter? No.
She was saying that just recently. That was that was Dolly of today, so she been standing on business. We love Dolly. Dolly was 80 years old. Um, but she lived a long life. It's always sad, when you see some of these icons go away, especially, when they're on the right side of history. And just, much like this principal, she lived on principles. Just a little bit about some of the stuff she did. Dolly Parton invested millions of dollars in royalties earned from Whitney Houston's 1992 cover of I Will Always Love You into a black neighborhood in Nashville and referred to the property as the house that Whitney built as a tribute to the singer. That's dope. So, the money that she got, she when you got money, you know what I'm saying? We cannot play I Will Always Love You. Um
They divorced. He was singing that to her walking out. So she said he did love it.
That was one of the great career decisions Dolly Parton made in her life because Elvis was Elvis, for God's sake. And she said no, and that demonstrated her astuteness as a businesswoman. That was a great chess move.
we can't do that. I guess Elvis was trying to get her. She was like, "No, we won't be doing any of that." Um, Dolly has, been doing a lot of good out here, especially for the children over her career. These people want to try to act like they claiming Dolly. I mean, he probably don't even know. He probably doesn't even know where she really stood. He just knew she was a big country star. So don't be surprised if he starts saying some nasty stuff once he realizes who she really was, because we know he don't really know. Republicans recently cut $4 million in funding for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library literacy program, which sends monthly free books to children. That well, they don't want the kids to have no books. That's the problem. They recently cut the funding. Good news though. Every time I see this boy, I get stressed out. He always coming with something, and it's something that you need to know, but it's always like, oh, what is he gonna say? Well, this is good news.
News, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, which has provided free books to millions of kids, will continue to send millions of books to kids across the country, even in spite of funding cuts made by certain Republican lawmakers in states like Indiana and Missouri. Dolly Parton's library overnight confirmed that it will continue to send books. Over 300 million books already sent, and millions more will be sent after Dolly Parton's passing to kids under the age of 5, from newborn all the way up to 5. It's a way that kids increase literacy when they're younger. Many people grew up reading these books that they received as part of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and that effort will not stop. Will not stop now, will not stop tomorrow, will not stop in a month from now. Despite efforts to try to shut this library down in some areas, it's going to continue going, and it's going to go stronger than ever. So you can go support the Imagination Library on its website, spread the word, and follow for more. As you wake up this morning, I have really good news.
Imagination Library, you can support there. I think that's a huge deal. So glad to hear it. It's a lot of times I think people that don't have children, I want to just keep Dolly up here. People who don't have children sometimes don't think about. I mean, they have nieces and nephews and stuff like that, but I think buy books, buy books. If at any time ever it was important for us to buy books, we need to be buying books like for real, for real. And you can buy books even if you don't have children and donate them, to organizations like this because they're trying to take the books away. So we better be buying it up because don't nobody want nothing digital anymore because it's tainted. We could got to go back to hard drives. I think hard drives is where it's at. Keep it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, that's good to know. R.I.P. Dolly. Italian farmers are building a seed network amongst themselves to preserve heirloom GMO-free seeds and to fight back against greedy megacorps and their shady government protections. This is in Italy. This is why I said the nonsense is going on all over the world. So the farmers is hand passing, seeds to each other. Beneath the Tuscan sun and across plains of Puglia, uh, clandestine rebellion is taking roots as Italian farmers form an underground network to safeguard ancient GMO-free heirloom seeds. This defiant brotherhood is striking back against corporate giants after devastating European Union vote deregulated new gene-edited crops. All over the world. It's crazy. By stripping away the mandatory labels, the EU has essentially allowed biotech conglomerates to flood the market with modified organisms under the guise of conventional seeds with absolutely no label requirements. Refusing to let centuries of agriculture heritage be erased, these rogue cultivators are hand passing traditional seeds from neighbor to neighbor to shield biodiversity from corporate greed. We can't even keep the damn seeds, y'all. It's crazy. It's a high stakes war for the very soul of food, waged not with weapons, but with sacred, unadulterated DNA of the earth itself. That y'all want to destroy the daggone earth. Don't make sense. Honestly, seed saving is something we should all be doing Check out the comments section for how to find the absolute best truly heirloom seeds that are free of GMOs. Seed saving, for the sake of surviving, is where we need to be honest. Um, buy books and save seeds. These are things that it's like the Underground Railroad, you know, next time around, part two. So, for those people that are so reliant on technology, technology is a good thing, but the old folks been told you they don't want the government all up in their business. Here we are giving them facial recognition just to get to our own money. What happened when the thing be like, rejected? It's not even funny. It's Handmaid's Tales type shit. And I blame these guys over here. The Supreme Court sides with the Trump administration 6-3, clearing the way for voter restrictions on mail-in ballots ahead of the November midterms. No shock here. There's 3 women here and that one white lady that keeps on siding with these niggas. That's the problem. The Supreme Court should not be able to have lifetime you know what I'm saying? They need to be voted on at every election. They should not be able to hold their position until they decide to retire or life retires them. And if that's the case, I can see minus these 3 ladies on the end, anybody in the middle could be retired at any time. You know what I'm saying? So power of the 3, COVID and things. I don't know. Anyway, this is always going to be this way. I don't think there's, like I said, they shouldn't be able to hold these positions. They need to be reelected just like, every election, just like the president, because he got his boys in here, and that one white lady that want to stand over there, on the side of wrong. She don't make any type of sense. Oh, she got to be so miserable when she go to home at night, being such a terrible person. Her husband probably hates her. She's probably one of these people that, her kids don't like her husband don't like her, and she's over here. And these 5 niggas don't like her either. They just want to make sure she vote on their side. Anyway, this is not, I wouldn't trust to vote in anywhere. There's so much flim-flammery going around. I guess the best thing we could do is make sure everybody got a ride. You talk to your people. If there's people around you, older people, people without transportation, if they got everything on point and all they need is a ride over there, then provide that, because these mail-in situations are, and this Supreme Court, they siding with him every time. Like every time I hear Supreme Court now, it doesn't faze me none, because you know how the vote is going to go. The Supreme Court is supposed to be, these people with a good head on their shoulders that's going to make sound decisions, based on the right way to do things. That's what you would think. At least balance. They're supposed to create balance. It's very unbalanced over here. Because that white lady and that nigga in the front, like, they don't count. This is how they're voting on things. This is what is so disgusting about everything that's going on over here. We will not prosecute the abusers named in the Epstein files or reveal their names to the public. They're not going to do it. That means you're one of them. If you determine not to do it, it makes me feel like, because your name is on there, U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche. It says, that's it. Despite over 3 million files, despite us seeing that clear crimes were admitted and shown in the millions of files released with only names redacted, despite other countries staking arrest, despite all the victims confirming such, despite Maxwell literally being in prison, despite the fact that Epstein himself was arrested for these crimes, according to Todd Blanche, the DOJ has no evidence nor names. Well, didn't he replace that girl that was over here, Christy, whatever her name is? Child, I really, like, my brain, I only like to maintain things that are good. There's no point. Christy Nome or whatever her name is. They said she's fighting with cancer right now. So see what I'm talking about? Sometimes karma would come in and take things, and sorry, not sorry. So I feel like this is the guy that took her place. So there's no surprise here. Yeah, you was all up and through them Epstein files, and if you weren't, you may have a tendency to lean towards, small children inappropriateness. That's what I see when I look at you, dude. Everyone get out of get out to vote properly. Keep in mind, I said properly during this election. Yeah, we're gonna do what we need to do. Here you go.
The end of the Epstein, of your review of the Epstein files. So just to clarify, is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not? And then I have a quick follow-up.
I mean, you just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I don't understand what that means.
He doesn't understand what that means. Okay.
Well, I mean, they're the men who abused the young women through Epstein's.
Look, we said in July, and it remains as true today as it was in July. If we had information, we meaning the Department of Justice, about men who abused women, we would prosecute them, right? We talked about the work that we're doing. That's why I said that. I said this earlier. There's this.
Thank you. You said this is the end of the Epstein.
Anyway, that's where he stand on it. He's the Department of Justice. So, yeah, his name is most definitely on those files. Here's some more of this foolery. Let me get this out of here. Michigan has passed a bill to ban child marriage. 15 Republicans voted against it. Who are they? Who are these 15? Why are we voting on this? And Michigan is not the only state. Like, they're literally voting in, like, Oklahoma, other states. Like, this should be 18 and older. What is wrong with that? Why do we... These niggas. The Michigan legislature advanced a comprehensive legislative package to eliminate child marriage by establishing 18 as the strict legal minimum age to obtain a marriage license across the state. The measure removes historical legal carve-outs. Anyway. That permitted minors aged 16 and 17 to marry with parental consent, which I'm always going to question those parents, as well as judicial bypass mechanisms that previously allowed even younger individuals to enter into legal marriages. 15 Republicans need to be investigated. I would agree. That's the first comment. But y'all want to focus on the Muslims, yalla by. Yeah, they're in Michigan. They having a real issue, I guess, with the Muslim community. Yeah. Who are they, these 15? Is it that guy? Because he looked like that guy. He definitely looks like that guy that you would want to keep your children away from. I always want to do stuff like volunteer down to the church and, keep your eye on your kids. Between these Republicans, what is their version? What exactly is their version of conservative? Because it seems like there's nothing but perversion over there. Why they sitting in church houses and down to, Congress and other political meetings, all buttoned up, pretending to be conservative. What do they call conservative? Because I am not a Republican. I'm not either. I vote in my best interest, and I play the game how you got to play the game. However, I'm feeling like I'm more conservative than most of these damn conservatives, and I'm not at all conservative. Y'all got the line so blurry we can't even see it no more. And what does this lady think she's doing exactly? It says prayers up at the center of baby at the center of legal battle between surrogate and biological parents in critical condition after heart surgery. This is exactly what they said was going to happen. The baby at the center of a legal fight between surrogate McKenna West and his biological parents is reportedly in critical condition after undergoing heart surgery. According to reports, the baby's biological parents, Nasheen Gilkar and Omar Ahmed, said the child underwent the Norwood procedure, an open heart surgery used to treat hypoplastic left heart syndrome, and the baby's condition has declined significantly. Serious medical development have arisen that impact the health and safety of the child. The child is in critical condition and being closely monitored at the hospital. I don't know what exactly this lady thought she was supposed to be doing. Now we're talking about quality of life. So this baby that she pretends that she cares about so much is suffering. And these people that she was carrying this baby for has to, mourn the loss of their child. The child is still here, but I mean, they had to mourn the loss, meaning finding out that this condition was, a part of their situation. So make that decision to terminate because they, probably like, what are we going to do? You know what I mean? And all of these medical bills and all the things that go along with, they already probably spent tons of money because people who, have problems, have challenges with having a baby. They had to go through IVF and all of these procedures that they had to go through to get to the embryo, to find a surrogate, then to find out that their baby is not healthy, and then have to go through making the decision of what should we do. Then this lady decides she gonna go rogue and run to Texas, with their baby. The fact that they decided to terminate, I feel like for some people, um means they're bad people. They didn't want the baby anyway. I feel like as parents they were probably trying to make the best decision for their child. Like, so the child doesn't have to go through what it's going through now. Baby is born, has to go immediately to surgery, and now the baby's health is critical, and this lady, talking about she wants to take over. Shut up. I hate that, this picture is being painted about these people as if they just was like, oh, just get rid of it. I feel like this whole thing has been trying on them from the time they've tried to conceive and then finding out they can't. And then, it's not cheap. I don't want to just keep bringing up money, but it costs money to go through all of these, procedures in order to create healthy embryos. And then, you get to the point where you find someone that's going to carry your baby. So that emotion goes up. You're happy. You find out, the baby has a condition that will not be born with a decent quality of life. These people have been going through it and going through it and going through it. And this lady sitting up here holding her tummy like she's, the new mother to be, smiling and shit. Yeah, so that's what they're dealing with at this point. Um, did I read it says, if you recall, the baby was diagnosed with a heart condition at around 20 weeks of pregnancy. West, a 28-year-old nurse from Alaska, refuses the biological parents' request to terminate the pregnancy and traveled to Texas where she gave birth to the baby. The biological parents are suing West for more than $100,000, claiming she violated the surgery agreement. West's attorney, however, says she's seeking to become the child's legal parent. She's seeking to become the child's legal parent. So that she spent, they're suing because they spent all this money to get to this point in the first place. It's probably, still costing them. If she's not the legal parent, then who's, going to be responsible for medical bills and all of that? It says literally what were they trying to prevent? I don't know what that means. Dead wrong. Now this family has to deal with trauma they didn't want to deal with to start. That's the thing. Like, people are painting this picture like these people are these horrible people, and she's the reason. She's the reason why, why we're still here. This lady over here on the Beverly Hills Housewives, it always turns out being Bravo. Um, Selena Dejahana Katic, known in common circles as Diana Jenkins. How she get Diana Jenkins out of that? Sanila Dajahana, I'm sure Katic, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, pronouncing it wrong, but anyway, she came up with Diana Jenkins. Has deleted her socials after the death of Hayden Panettiere. Yeah, because she was linked with that girl. So this lady can break it down a little bit for us.
Jenkins has deleted her Instagram profile. Luckily, I had a feeling this was going to happen, so I went to her profile last Friday and took screenshots of all of her posts. And she's got pics with a lot of celebrities, from Kim Kardashian to Chris Brown flying on a private jet, Perez Hilton, and even pics with the Pope. Oh, the rabbit holes I could go down. But most prominent on her page, other than her family, is former child actor Neil Patrick Harris. And there's some rumors about him and who he's connected to that we'll have to get into on another day. You have to wonder why she deleted her account. Who is in these photos that she doesn't want you to see? Or maybe it's more detailed, like what's in the background of the photos, like whose plane she was flying on, or whose yacht. Either way, there's a lot to uncover here, like posts like this from her childhood. Hey, little ones, stay strong. Lamb will die, car will burn, life will get hard, but you will be fine. You will become Diana. Now, my question is, who exactly is that? Why do you think she deleted her IG? As always, let me know down below. Well, what?
I mean, she deleted her IG because she became the face of. Hayden Panettiere is one of these actresses that's been going through it for a long time, and everybody, 36 years old, that's so young to, no longer be with us. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories that, she got an abusive boyfriend, and, she may or may not have been doing drugs, and, but that's just part of the story. Her mother put her in that mess, attached her with this lady, and it's always a woman that lures these people in here. You have to, when your kids go off to college, you have to, make them understand that these people that have a connection to money, be careful around those people, because they don't have your best interest at heart. I bet you there was somebody over there for Puffy collecting women, you know what I'm saying, to bring them over to that freak off dungeon that they were, traveling around the country with. There's always one woman that, look at Diane. And then she went on Beverly Hills Housewives. And now for sure, I believe she did that shit. Like, I believed it anyway. She came after Garcelle's kids on the internet and stuff, but I don't think she was the only one that participated in that. What's up, Lisa Rinna? So, they have these people. She's so rich. That's what they were saying during her season. Oh my God, she's so rich. She's so rich. That was like the main thing. Well, she's rich, or at least she know a lot of rich people. A lot of times these so rich people, they be faking the funk. Came over here and named herself Diana Jenkins. I would never trust nobody that looked like that named Diana Jenkins. It already don't sound right. Remember how we used to like Suzanne? Suzanne is over here blindsiding Wendy. It says the news broke yesterday about a new Wendy Williams docuseries titled "Clap If You Care," getting the green light at Peacock. Now it's become clear that Wendy herself has no involvement in the project, won't be profiting from the project, and her former Wendy Williams show executive producer Suzanne Bass is also the EP of this project. But the two reportedly are no longer speak. Well, they say ain't nobody allowed to speak to Wendy besides a couple few people. They being real tight with that. That doesn't excuse Suzanne. I'm just saying I'm not surprised that they ain't speaking. But she be speaking to Charlemagne. I'm just saying. In a press release issued by Peacock, the streamer described the series airing in 2027 as a three-part documentary celebrating the outrageous fun, cultural impact, and meteoric rise. Meteoric child, don't get me over here. Meteoric rise of the Wendy Williams show. It's also supposed to shed light on complicated truths about the cost of fame and answering lingering questions about Wendy's tumultuous exit from the show. Charlemagne, Wendy's former radio colleague and friend, said on the Back Breakfast Club this AM that this was yesterday that he was contacted to participate, but when he asked those close to Wendy about whether she's involved, they were blindsided by the news. So when Charlemagne went over there to ask them, her people, do they know anything about this? They hadn't heard nothing about it. So Suzanne, you made a whole docu-series and nobody over there in Wendy's family was contacted, not her son. Cause he's a grown man now. I feel like he would be the one. Her son, her sister, you come on now. And at the end of the day, if you making a docu-series, you were part of, the Wendy Williams show and all of that. She need to be getting some type of compensation. You over here making a whole docu-series, partnering up with Peacock, monies and advertising monies and all of that is to be made. So, what's up, Suzanne? First comment, well, if Wendy had no idea this was happening, then Suzanne is wrong. That's what I think, girl. I thought she was one of the good ones. Ugh, come on. We thought. I ain't thought nothing. I didn't know that lady. All I knew is she would stand behind the camera talking about, yeah. That means nothing. Susan is over here, being shiesty and shady. So there's that. Are y'all gonna watch? No, I don't think I'm not gonna watch because I don't want to support it. So if Wendy ain't getting no coin from it, I don't want no parts of it. Do y'all know these people? I just seen them. But, apparently they're very popular. It says Aja Yada ends nearly 8-year relationship with her minister, Yadan Yada, alleges domestic violence 8 weeks postpartum. So 8 weeks postpartum, this lady was dealing with domestic violence from this man. And so I was like, who is he? I've never heard of him. So let's, and I don't know if y'all have either. So before we get into her, we're going to get into who he is. Let's see. What's the easiest way to do it? I'm going to do it like this. I'm like, who are these people? What is his Instagram, child? That's what I get for trying to do things the easy way. Don't even know the man's name. I never heard of him. But a lot of people follow this person. I tell y'all all the time, I don't know too much about influencers. So, he's got 1.1 million followers. I'm not one of them. I'm just now hearing about him. But this is the guy. He's some type of, what do they describe him as? They say Yadan Yada splits his time between the United States, primarily based around Atlanta, Georgia, and West Africa and Senegal and Mali. So he's, he worldwide. He back and forth between Atlanta and Africa. He has 2 wives. So we don't know whether she's the first or the second. He's an entrepreneur, wellness influencer, and self-described minister. He's a minister as well. So yeah, let's see what is this man over here talking about. Let me make sure y'all can see it before I get to doing too much. Okay. Here he is.
Never be so lonely that you invite the devil into your bed. You have to understand who you are. You have to fall so deep in love with yourself that nothing else matters. You're wasting your time on a man that can't even pull $500 out of his bank account. And this man got you questioning if you're beautiful or not. Questioning your sanity, if you're worth something. Listen, you are worth everything under this sun. Don't you ever forget who you are. All praises.
Okay.
Never be so low.
Let's see. There's more, child.
how did you stumble upon, building what you've built now, which is, what is it that you've created? The supplements?
An apple of Eve, which sells out, man. Majority of LA Lakers be cleaning me out with that product.
Can you explain what that product is?
Yes. So I've traveled the world, and I've created apple of Eve, which consists of things that feeds every cell in your body while removing cellular waste.
$125.
My mother had bone cancer, brother. And I gave my mother the supplement, also changed her diet, cleaned it up, made her vegan. Her bone cancer went away. I had kidney issues, liver issues. I was highly obese, brother. I was about to die at one point in time. But I changed everything, and I got on the supplements because we have to understand our bodies, and that's something we're never taught.
What do you think is the biggest problem with the way we're eating right now, and what should we be changing?
The biggest problem right now is we're eating food that has no nutritional value, that's full of chemicals and toxins, that's ripping apart our liver and our kidneys. When you can look at a man's eyes and see the yellow in his eyes and be like, oh, he's not an alcoholic, but the food he's eating has gave him a fatty liver. If the food is causing the same thing that alcohol causes, we're being poisoned. And we're being poisoned on a large scale.
How did you stumble upon, building what you...
I don't know why people always fall for this. This one is the one I seen. Cash App her $15,000 just because she's yours, child. Let's listen.
Welcome to my wife's showroom. And to all the men that love to pamper their women, that loves to take care of their women, that loves to buy them high-end shoes, I want to make sure you guys know exactly what to do, especially when you're buying shoes like red bottoms. As you see, it's shiny, but when a woman starts to walk, as you see, she hasn't worn these, but when she starts to walk, the bottom starts to go away. The red literally starts to go away. So what you're going to do is go ahead and get her the rubber soles put on the bottom. This part is still the red, but this is the rubber. So the part she's walking on is not fading away. So all the men that love to take care of their women, keep taking care of the women that take care of you. Don't allow these men to trick you off your throne and call you a simp because you love taking care of your woman. One of the things I love my woman to wear, I don't know about you brothers, but it's the long heels that go up the leg and look sexy. See, I put that rubber bottom on that as well. And it doesn't just have to be the red bottoms, but anything that makes the shoes go away after the bottom. You can put them on the black as well. I love these, are sexy. But I love taking care of my woman from the bottom of her feet to the top of her head. She's our responsibilities. Don't let no man tell you different. Real men take care of their women. The other men call us simps because our women are happy, smiling, cooking for us. Ain't no arguments, but their women acting masculine. Why? Because they feminine. They can't take care of them. Keep loving that woman. All praises. Welcome to my wife's showroom.
All praises. Is that his phrase? Child. Okay. So much to unpack here. I really, I don't want my man that invested in my shoes that he down to the closet talking about, he down to the closet talking about, making sure my red bottoms are not getting scuffed on the bottom. He kept saying, go away. Yeah, when you walk, your shoes get scuffed on the bottom. Sir, we know. This is what y'all want, I guess. This is how these type of people end up being your minister and stuff. Because, oh, shoot, because this is what y'all want. Well, okay, let's go back over here to his wife. Take care of her. He said, you're not masculine. Your woman start acting masculine when you don't take care of her. If you take care of her, make sure her shoes don't get scuffed up. Then she'll keep cooking and cleaning. This man is not a doctor of any kind, so whatever he's selling, apple cider juice, whatever, he has no medical proof of whatever he's doing is somehow curing cancer, but the way he phrased it made it seem like, along with cleaned up her diet, the stuff he's saying, you could read that anywhere. So he didn't say anything profound. But anyway, Aja Yada, and I'm gonna say this, Aja, were you over there because of all the things? Because sometimes you ladies be so attracted to things that you didn't buy for yourself. See, these women, these independent women that the men don't like, they're okay with buying things for themselves. Like, you can't really, seduce me with no red bottoms because I can afford to buy them for myself. That's acting masculine. The trickery of it all. It says Aja Yada is opening up about the end of her nearly 8-year relationship. Oh, it's a relationship. So was she a wife or not? With the minister Yadan Yada, and she says the decision came after years of trying to hold their family together. Years. She's long suffering at her young age. In a lengthy statement, Aja alleged that she experienced domestic violence during the relationship, saying that at just 8 weeks postpartum, she looked at a bruise on her face and realized she could no longer describe what she was going through as simply a difficult season. Yeah, it's not a season if you're getting punched in the face. That's just what it is. Um, she says she spent years building a family and business, forgiving, leaving, returning, and hoping things would eventually get better. Aja says she ultimately chose to walk away for her safety, peace, and children, adding that she doesn't want what she experienced to define her. She also revealed that her journey inspired House of Divine, which she says was created to provide other women with courage, information, and resources. Now, is she like now turning whatever she took the practice on solo? House of Divine? I wouldn't trust her either. It's giving Nature Boy. And what was that girl, Velvet? She ended her message by saying she's taking things day by day and choosing safety, peace, her children, purpose, and finally herself. Um, let's just listen to what she has to say. I'm not reading that about her new chapter, girl.
I'm hurt, but I know I'll make it through. I've tried everything. Yada. Everything. I'm here getting the rest of my stuff.
Where's the tears at? I mean, I'm looking at her black eye, but
I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. I'm hurt.
these are some text messages that went on between the two of them. This seems like, clearly she was, setting him up to have some type of evidence. I'm not mad at that. It says, just FYI, I had to find a way to get my mouth fixed fast. That night you hit me, broke off the rest of my tooth, and I've been having severe pain since. If it's infected, it will cause my breast milk to become infected. So she's still nursing their child. And his response was, go to Dr. Dave. That's the best bet and the best price. Is he going to pay for it? He was over there paying for rubber to make sure the shoes don't get scuffed. Is he going to pay for the dentist appointment that she has to go to because you hit her? It say, after you hit me. That's what it says. He didn't say, I didn't hit you. He gives her a recommendation of which doctor to go to. Dr. Dave doesn't, he doesn't ask domestic violence questions. He's just going to go ahead and, fix that tooth. And then she follows that with, you were supposed to be there with me. You were supposed to always be my safe place. I hate that you did this to our family. Have a good day. Girl, not have a good day. So this is more of her bruised face. And she's doing, like I said, this is what she's supposed to do. You're supposed to document it.
And if you were to never speak to Yada again, ever again, what would you tell him? What would be your last message? That part's gonna make me cry. But I tried everything, and in my heart, I love you. You will always be my best friend. But I have to choose myself, and I have to protect our babies. And I would much rather them have both parents alive than to one be in a hospital with something terminal or one of us not to be here. So I'm praying for you though. That's what I would say.
And if you were to never speak to Yada again, ever again, what would you tell him? What would be your last message?
That part's gonna make me cry. But I try everything, and in my heart, I love you. You will always be my best friend.
In my heart, I'll love you and you'll always be my best friend. She is nobody that's in any mental space that I don't know what is House of Divine. I don't think she's nowhere near in no space where she's ready to inspire and uplift anybody going through anything, child, because she's dead in it. What do you mean? You still, does she still have the black eye? You'll always be my best friend. And I don't feel like this behavior from this man, this guru over here with the red bottom shoes. I don't think this behavior from him is brand new. She says she's been going through it for years. Now the internet said this man got two wives. Um, I don't know that she's one of them because
I'm
she's saying
embarrassed.
relationship. She's not saying my husband. I didn't hear her say that. So y'all and these gurus got to stop. Y'all have to, just because something sound nice and kind of touches the kind of men that you are looking for, they behave, they walk the walk. They don't talk the talk. So all of this performative nonsense getting on the internet with, special juice, vinegar juice. What is he, a chemist? Is he an herbalist? What gave him the qualifications to come up with, you used to be fat and you lost some weight, tell us your diet plan. Anyway, I don't ever really gravitate towards these type of people, so I'm immune to it. But the young lady, being abused, I think it's kind of the norm for women in that position to somehow, they say things like, but he's still a good father and those type of things. Is it the money, girl? Yada. Is that what it is? Aja? Yeah, she's Aja Yada. Is it the money, like, that has you over here, like, still calling this man your best friend? And then you follow that up with, you want to make sure that nobody gets unalived over there, you or the children. Child. Yeah, and the reason why, because like I said, I didn't know, I had never heard of these people, but the reason why, I chose that story is because this was a trend this weekend. Um, what's her name? Soraya. She was over here doing the same thing.
In private, because a lot of people publicly know, family knows, and everything. But this person proposes to me, wants to build a life with me, has me move my life out here, cheats on me. I find out. Continuously is telling me that he doesn't want that life. He wants me, da da da. Then proceeds to be out with people. And yes, I have my receipts. I have my receipts, but you guys will know who the this is. And I don't want this to be a confusion any longer. There's no podcast he can get on, sweet talking the world. It's over with. In private, because a lot of people publicly know, family knows, and everything.
So Empire star Soraya McNeil calls off her engagement to rapper Joey Badass, claims he repeatedly cheated throughout the relationship. His name is Badass. I don't think that's his government name, so he chose it, Soraya. He chose the name Badass. I don't know if his name is Joey for real, but I know his name ain't Badass for real. You said he cheated throughout the relationship. So I want to know, I don't care about your long statement, child. They kill me putting out statements about their relationship. Um, he cheated throughout the relationship. So why was there an engagement? And I feel like, didn't she have a baby with this man? I think she did. I think I think they have a child together. Girl, he your badass baby daddy now. Now you want us to be shocked that Unique was over here cheating? And why why do this? Why do this? Why come over here and make these formal announcements on the internet? The people said that she deleted it. So she came over here, she had to get one off and let the world know that a nigga that calls his name Badass, Joey Badass, is out here being a badass. This is not shocking. The actress shared and quickly deleted the video, airing out the rapper over what she says was repeated cheating throughout their relationship. And then you want to what? Put a ring on it? Claiming she had receipts. Girl, we all have receipts. Anybody in a relationship anywhere that's going through anything with a badass got receipts. They got receipts, text messages, pictures, all of the things. That's what we do. We start collecting receipts instead of collecting our things and moving on. We should normalize that. Fuck a receipt. I don't need the receipts. In this relationship, I'm not feeling safe. I'm not feeling loved. I'm feeling played. So, put away your receipts and pack your things. That's all I can say. Because what is the receipt supposed to do? Prove to him that he was with somebody that he already know. He was there. He had the conversation and he did the thing. So I'm not understanding what the receipts is supposed to be about. You guys know, what she say? You guys will know who the F this is. Girl, Joey Badass. We knew because that's what he told us it was. What did you think the badass stood for? What did you think that stood for? Like, when you meet a guy and, his nickname is Killer, you'd be like, oh, hell no, Killer. We not doing that. Soraya also posted what appeared to be voice recordings of Joey talking badly about her to another woman, probably because he's a badass. Captioning the post, already talking to another woman about me and what we're going through. What's his name? Brandon over there on Love and Marriage Detroit was doing that down. Anyway, if any of y'all, because not all of y'all even know who Joey Badass is. He's a rapper, and more recently, has become well known as being unique in the Power universe. He was over there, running some type of gang related drug dealing, you know what I'm saying? It's all of that over there. So he a badass on TV and he a badass in real life too. But you ladies, we need to stop being so caught up on, engagement parties and things. Like, don't engage yourself to somebody that calls themselves badass. I'm gonna end with this. My girl Kiwan sent me this earlier this morning. And it just kind of went along, I guess, with what we were discussing. If you haven't, Kiwan is already, she's almost to 1,000. So let's go ahead and get Kiwan, to that 1,000 subscriber mark. It is Kiwan _J_TV. She's a Kiki over there, reviewing and cussing these people out. So she sent me this morning.
Yo, oh my God, did she cook?
Facts over feelings, bitch. Today we're going over 5 facts women hate. I'm a woman, so I don't like these facts either. But just because I don't like the facts, don't make them not facts. Fact number 1, the older you get, the less men want you.
Facts.
So old bitches get no love. The older you get, the less men are going to want you in the dating market. Number 2, when you are dating, your degrees and accolades mean nothing. Niggas don't give a fuck about your accolades, how many degrees you have. In fact, the only people that give a fuck about your accolades and your degrees are other bitches that are in competition with you and men that want to hire you for a job. And number 3, this is a really good one. You don't intimidate men. Men don't give a fuck how successful you are. It doesn't intimidate them. You can never compete or compare to a man. Number 4 is really gonna hurt a lot of you bitches' feelings, but I don't give a fuck because I'm here to give you facts. Your kids are liabilities. Your kids are liabilities to any man that they don't belong to.
Facts.
Asset to you, liability to them. Number 5, men hate extra shit. And when I say extra shit, niggas hate long nails, big ass eyelashes, makeup. The things that you take extra time to do,
Yeah.
they hate that shit. I want to give you bitches a bonus, okay? This is a really, really good one. Lacking accountability
That's all
will
y'all.
keep you single, bitch.
Yo, I don't know what more to say because she cooked every part of this clip. From the older chicks that don't got much value to your kids is a liability if they ain't mine. We don't give a damn about your accomplishments. Obviously, if you're not accountable, you're gonna be single for a long ass time. She hit every facet of what's wrong with women nowadays. And a lot of women are gonna be upset by this video, but she right. It's about facts, not feelings. And honestly, if a lot of women just saw this and took it personally to get better, they would thrive if they didn't get offended. If they really just took this like a man does when he gets critiqued, all right, yo, I gotta do better, I gotta do my thing, I gotta do this, gotta do that, and applied it, they would have more success in dating. But the reason you're upset is because you can relate and you single and nobody wants you right now. Because you find yourself amongst this 5. If not, definitely that bonus. Yo, oh my God, did she?
Boy, you give somebody a dry eraser board and they think they really doing something. This lady came over here looking a fool with a dry eraser board and a pointer and some of the things that she claimed niggas don't want. Sensei J underscore Sensei underscore J. I haven't looked at what he has to say, but I'm pretty sure, like, I'm already living in stress. I don't need to get stressed out. And when you look at this undercooked nigga, if that's the type of nigga you want, then I guess, then you'll follow her 5 facts. But I'm here to tell you that she's, I got some different facts. I'll put it that way. I got some different facts. So let's listen to her first one.
Like these facts either. But just because I don't like the facts, don't make them not facts. Fact number 1, the older you get, the less men want you.
Facts.
So old bitches get no love.
Okay, wrong. Wrong. I don't care if you're an old bitch, a new bitch, a middle bitch, a front bitch, a fat one, a skinny one, a yellow one, a brown one, a green one, a purple one. It don't matter. They all gonna get it. They all gonna get attention. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what she means by love. Old bitches don't get love. I'm not sure what she means by that. If it's attention from this unbaked nigga, then maybe not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I would consider myself, I'm not a bitch necessarily, you know, on most occasions, although I can be. But I'm an older woman, and niggas is not the hardest thing in the world to get attention from. There's that. Dates, whatever. She says dating. You could go on dates with anyone. You know what I'm saying? And let's be clear. It ain't even the old niggas. Young niggas like older women too. So, you know, she gonna get old one day, and she's quite cranky. Is this why, like, is she dating? Is she getting any? Because what is she so mad about with her pointer and her dry eraser board? Anyway, let's get into her number 2.
The older you get, the less men are going to want you in the dating market. Number 2, when you are dating, your degrees and accolades mean nothing. Niggas.
Your degrees and your accolades mean nothing. I mean, they should matter to you. I don't know what they should mean something to you. You did that. You went ahead and put in the effort to, you know, get educated on whatever it is you want to study. I don't think she got no accolades or, you know, degrees or whatever it is. She might have a degree. I don't know, but she doesn't sound like somebody who does, because generally people with degrees are proud of them. Now, any quality of man is going to have his own degrees and appreciate the work that you put in. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're a smart woman that's, you know, degreed up with a lot of accolades, then maybe don't align yourself with somebody like the sensei over here, because he can't, you know, he doesn't care. He doesn't appreciate it. You know what I mean? But I feel like if you're aligning yourself with a man who also has degrees and accolades, then he will appreciate, like I said, the hard work you put in. So I don't know what level of niggas that she's dealing with, but clearly not a very high level man. What they say, low vibrational.
don't give a fuck about your accolades, how many degrees you have. In fact, the only people that give a fuck about your accolades and your degrees are other bitches that are in competition with you and men that want to hire you for a job. And
other bitches that are in competition with you. The women, I'm not gonna keep saying bitches. The women that you surround yourself with are not supposed to be in competition with you. I think like minds spend time, like, I feel like a woman with a lot of degrees and accolades and things wouldn't probably be spending a whole lot of time with somebody like her, because she's saying this stupid shit with her, little pointer, like as if the little marker don't make you seem, more intelligent. It just seems like you're pointing out things because you're trying to appeal to low vibrational. That's the term they be out here using. So, for a lack of a better term, low vibrational, not smart, really like Drake type ass niggas like the sensei over here. He even looked like Drake. Anyway, yeah, I feel like when you have a certain level of conversation and intellect, you tend to spend your space in around these types of women and men that are trying to hire you. I'm trying to find out why that's a bad thing. If there's a man in a position that wants to give you a job based on the things that you've accomplished, yeah, that makes sense.
Number 3, this is a really good one. You don't intimidate men. Men don't.
I'm okay. 1 out of 5, you don't intimidate men. I would agree with that. Not real men. Real men are not intimidated, not by your beauty. If they want to holler, they gonna holler. You know what I'm saying? And not any of the things that you've accomplished, because hopefully they're accomplished as well. And if not yet, then they aspire to be. So they want to be around somebody that's going to help them get to that next level, respectfully. So again, this poor woman, like, who is she spending her time around? It's so sad. Girl, where's your mama?
Don't give a fuck how successful you are. It doesn't intimidate them. You can never compete or compare to a man. Number 4 is really gonna hurt a lot of you bitches' feelings, but I don't give a fuck because I'm here to give you facts. Your kids are liabilities.
I hope she don't have no kids. If she's walking around thinking that her kids are a liability, just, again, if you're looking for a good man, or if you're spending time with someone that, we out here interviewing, she's talking about dating. 9 times out of 10, he has kids. And if he doesn't value his kids and thinks of them as liabilities, then definitely he's not somebody that you want to be around. But if he, is a good father, spends time with his children, has a great relationship with his children, then I feel like chances are he will be a positive role model in your life if you have children. Most people, are blending families, and as long as everybody knows their role respectfully, there shouldn't be no issue. If you kids are a liability, if you're thinking of your kids as a liability, then you an ain't shit mama. So I hope you don't have no kids.
Your kids are liabilities to any man that they don't belong to.
Facts.
Asset to you, liability to them. Number 5, men hate extra shit. And when I say extra shit, niggas hate long nails, big ass eyelashes, makeup. The things that you take extra time to do,
Yeah.
they hate that shit.
They say that a lot of times they don't, because if you go down their Instagram feed and all of the girls that they like got extra big fake booties, extra big fake titties, nails, eyelashes. This lady right here that's running her mouth got braids down to her ass. That's extra shit. It look like her nails are done, so she definitely participates in the extra shit while she over here telling us not to. I don't happen to be high maintenance. That's what I would call it. I don't do eyelashes and nails and all of that stuff. I have done nails, but it's just another thing. Like, I honestly don't even really have the patience to sit there and do that. I'm not a high maintenance girl, but I know men that bring their girl to the nail shop and to go get their hair done. So, and I'm not talking about just regular maintenance. I'm talking about the men that like those kinds of girls. They don't not only like it, they support it, they finance it. So there's a part, you're going to find a partner. If you find a good one that's going to love you for everything you are, they're going to be like, my baby like to get her nails done. So, after we go get nails done on Saturday, then we going to go catch some movie or something. That's what dating is. And if she got her shit together, she ain't asking him to pay for it. She can pay for her own nails. It's part of her own maintenance. You know what I'm saying? And if he want to contribute, cool. But poor girl, she's just so sad. Extra shit meaning what? I think a person she needs to appreciate. A lot of these niggas is extra. Over here talking about get the rubber put on the red bottoms.
I'm gonna give you bitches a bonus, okay? This is a really, really good one. Lacking accountability
That's all
will
y'all.
keep you single, bitch.
Yo, I don't know what more to say because she cooked every part of this clip from the.
I'm not gonna let you talk, stupid ass. You think she cooked every part of this clip. Listen, that's where I'm gonna end today. I will not be back tomorrow. I'm gonna take an internet break. I will see y'all Saturday for my Project Runway review. No, we changed it. Project Runway no longer on Saturday nights because my Saturdays be, it's hard for me to do that right after work. So Project Runway will be Sunday at 2:00. Coffee Talk, we will be back on live Monday. Y'all might get some little clips here and there for me this weekend if I run across something that I just can't wait to talk about. And yeah, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for coming over here and spending this, replay with me. I want to see you in the chat. I want to see you in the comments, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.